That was the Stooges and Search and Destroy from Raw Power, of course. You're listening to the Clash Magazine show on East Village Radio, live from the FADER Fort in South by Southwest. I'm joined now in the studio by the legendary photographer Bob Gruen, whose photographs are actually adorning this very studio. I'm looking around me, I can see a picture of Iggy Pop right in front of me, who you just heard. Bob's here at the moment. How are you doing, Bob?
I'm good. Are
you enjoying your time here in the hot Austin?
Yeah, very much.
What have you been doing this past couple of days?
Well, I was on a panel yesterday about photography. That was really good. We had a nice conversation. Got to show some pictures, so that was cool. But speaking of Iggy Pop, I just saw him Monday night at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and it's about time he got in.
Absolutely, it's been a long time coming, isn't it?
He's the inspiration for so many people, and Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day inducted him. And it was like the whole highlight for me of the night, except for Jimmy Cliff was also fantastic.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, Iggy rules.
Do you remember like when you look at your photographs, can you remember those moments when you shot those pictures?
Oh, this one, yeah, I know exactly where it was. Yeah. I know where I was. I know what it was like. Actually, this was the first time I ever saw Iggy. This picture was at a place called the Electric Circus on 8th Street on St. Mark's Place, which was like a early Andy Warhol had taken over this Polish dance hall and turned it into the Exploding Plastic Inevitable, and then this guy Jerry Brandt came in and turned it into the Electric Circus, and Iggy was one of the acts. And I'd seen the picture of Iggy standing on the crowd with the crowd holding him up, and it looked so awesome, you know. And then he was playing at this place, and it was about 50, 75 people gathered around in front of this little stage in a big black room, and he was jumping around like a maniac on stage. And at one point, he kind of dives off the stage into the audience. And you know, nowadays that's common, and the audience is expecting it, and they grab the guy. But in New York in those days, everybody just jumped back like, hey, don't jump on me, you know, what the fuck, asshole, you know. And he like, bang, he hit the floor like from 6 feet up, and just kind of wiggled around on the floor for a while, and then he jumped back up on the stage, and he covered himself with oil and glitter, and I thought, like, what a weird act this is.
Yeah.
You know?
You'd never guessed that he was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, you know,
not
30
that
years
night,
later.
Not that night. He was something else, and I wasn't sure I even liked it. I thought it was kind of crazy. And the band was kind of, you know, raunchy. And actually, I was down the block. I was working around the corner at the Fillmore East. Ike and Tina Turner were playing there. And that's a real professional act, and they really have it together. You know, I came around the corner, I saw this like crazy, you know, guy jumping off the stage, and the band just being really loud and raunchy. So yeah, it's quite a contrast.
I mean, you must have seen like a million bands over the years. I mean, do you know when you're in the pit or when you're in the crowd, do you know when those special moments are going to come, or is it just a total fluke?
Well, it's a bit of both. You know, you hope you get special moments. You have to anticipate things happening because you have to be in the right place at the right time, and then the right thing has to happen. So it's a bit of luck and a bit of timing and a bit of planning. But you don't always know, and you don't know if the shot came out or somebody's hand was in front of you or the guy blinked or whatever until you actually see the picture. But sometimes you see the picture and you go like, oh, wow, I did it. I got that moment.
Yeah. Are there any shots that got away?
Oh, loads. Every night I walk out of a place, all I can think of is the one that I missed.
Yeah.
You know, you see a moment and you're just not ready for it. And I might take 100 pictures and get, you know, really a bunch of good ones. But in my head, when I'm walking out, it's like, there was that moment. You know, so you're always striving, always trying to capture, you know, the great moments.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite image? Do you have one that you took?
Oh, a lot of them. It's like trying to ask me which is my favorite kid or something.
Of course.
You know?
You're famous for the Lennon pictures as well. Was he a good subject to shoot?
Oh yeah, he was easy. He liked being photographed. When I met him, he'd already been through the Beatle time and a couple of years with Yoko, so he was very used to being photographed. He had an appreciation of his importance that so many people wanted to know about him, so he liked being documented. And he was very comfortable with it.
Yeah.
And we just shared a similar sense of humor, and we got along with each other. So, and I'm I never wanted to sell something. Like we always had an agreement that I would show him the pictures I was taking, and that he would see them and be able to talk about it. And you know, I would only send out the ones that he liked. Because I never like to go around behind somebody's back or just make a quick buck in the morning. So we developed a trust, and that turned into a friendship. And he was a pretty cool guy. Yeah.